Our habits are who we are. If you go to the gym regularly, you're a gym goer. If you cook regularly, you're a cook. If you study regularly, you're a student. And if you run regularly, you are a runner. In this video, I'll share 6 hacks which have enabled me to build a solid running habit. And I've now ran about 2,000 miles a year for the past 3 years and counting, which demonstrates that I've really built a strong running habit using these. If you've ever tried to build a new habit before, like going to the gym, for example, you'll know that it can be pretty tough. Building a new habit means we've got to change our daily routines to some degree. And when it comes to change, there can always be some resistance, which makes it hard. When it comes to building a new habit, it's not so much the thing itself that we're trying to start doing regularly that is the hard part. It's the things that happen before and after that thing that can cause resistance, friction, and barriers. What we need to do when building a running habit is to set up everything immediately before and after the run in a way that makes doing that run regularly fun, enjoyable, and exciting. And I guarantee that if you start doing these things on a regular basis, running consistently will be easier for you, and eventually you'll find that you're able to build a strong running habit which will set you up for running success in the long term. I'm going to split the 6 hacks into 2 categories: before your run and after your run. Kicking it off with the first pre-run hack is to set out your running clothes the night before. Taking a moment the night before to decide consciously what you're going to run in the next day, and then laying those clothes out, preferably somewhere in sight, will make it much easier for you to see those clothes. Those clothes will act as a trigger. You can then quickly chuck them on, get ready for the run, get out the front door and get those miles in. If you don't set out your clothes in advance, then it can feel like a barrier, having to think about what you're gonna wear. You might be having indecisive moments, looking through your wardrobe, thinking, am I gonna wear the white top, the black top? What shorts am I gonna wear? What shoes am I gonna wear? Don't do that. Do it all in advance, the night before, or even a few nights before, and it will make everything a lot more effortless when it comes to doing the run-in. Pre-run hack number 2 is to run at the same time. I cannot emphasize how important this is for building consistency in a running habit. Running at the same time communicates to your brain that this is the time period where you're going to be running for. You haven't got to think about, am I going to run in the morning, in the afternoon? Should I squeeze a run in during my lunch break? Should I do it in the evening? Should I do it before bed? You don't need to think about any of that because you've already decided in advance when you're going to run. That's going to become part of your routine and it's going to take all the thinking out of it. Also, when you see the time period when you're going to run, that will act as a trigger. So for me, for example, I typically get up at 6 a.m. in the morning. I do my run between 6:30 and 7:30. That has been a standard for me for many years, and I just find that running in the morning is a fantastic way to get the run out of the way, get something hard done, to give you momentum, to set you up for having a successful day. Of course, you won't be able to run at the same time every single time you go for a run, but having a general idea for the time period in which you're going to do your runs will help you out massively. It will take the thinking out of the situation and it will make building that running habit a lot more easy. Pre-run hack number 3 is to make running fun, and there are a few things you can do here. So personally, I like to listen to music, podcasts and audio books. I download them in advance before my runs, and then I literally just load up my phone, choose what I'm going to listen to, and then chuck in my earphones and away I go. You can also mix up your routes and terrain. So one day you might be running on the trail, the next you might be running on the road, the next you might be running on a track if you've got access to one. You could also run with friends and family members, and the reason that we do these things to make running more fun is so that you can start associating it with enjoyable, pleasurable experiences, so that over time your brain starts to see running as something fun and exciting, and that will make it much easier for you to consistently get those running shoes on, head out the front door and build that strong, unbreakable running habit. And I find that making running fun by listening to music, by mixing up the routes, for example, has been a massive help in making running one of the most fun things in my life. Moving on to the post-run hacks. Firstly, we have rewarding yourself. I cannot stress how important it is to reward yourself in some way, shape or form when building a new habit. There's tons of studies and literature that backs up the importance of a reward. Rewarding yourself with something that you enjoy tells your brain that you've done something good, and it makes you feel good as well. And then over time, you'll start feeling more motivated to do the running because you'll have that positive reward waiting for you at the end, and it will just really reinforce a running habit over time. In terms of what the reward could be, it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Personally, I love having a cup of coffee after my runs, but it could be something like watching a video from one of your favourite YouTubers, chatting to a friend, or just taking 5 to 10 minutes after your run to relax. Make sure you do something to reward yourself after each and every run, and that will be crucial in building a strong running habit. Post-run hack number 2 is to set out your clothes before your run. So when you get back from your run, having your clothes ready to go for your shower or your bath will make your routine a lot easier to stick to, because everything has been thought for you in advance by yourself. Everything will be set up and ready to go. All you got to do is jump in the shower, get clean, chuck on your clothes. You haven't got to go rummaging around your wardrobe and think about what am I going to wear for the day. Just make things easier for yourself. I set out my running clothes and my day clothes I'm going to be wearing after my run the night before, every single night before I do a run, and I find it just makes my routine a lot more streamlined, a lot easier, and I'm much more motivated to stick to the running routine because it really removes any friction post-run. Post-run hack number 3 is to meal prep your post-run meals in advance. So here you'll be setting up your post-run nutrition in advance ahead of time, and this could mean batch cooking some meals for the week, so that all you've got to do is pull out whatever you've cooked from the fridge or freezer, heat it up and have a post-run meal. It could be something as simple as leaving a bowl and spoon out ready for some porridge or some healthy breakfast cereal. Just take whatever action you need to set up your post-run nutrition so that it's all ready to go, and all you've got to do is make the final step, like putting it in the microwave or putting the porridge and the milk in the bowl, and it will make your immediate post-run routine a lot simpler and a lot easier. There were 6 hacks that I've used in my routine to build a strong running habit, which has really served me in my years of running, from running half marathons all the way up to ultra marathons, and I swear to it by this day. Have you got any other running hacks that you can think of that might make your running routine easier and make it more viable to build a running habit over the long term? Let me know in the comments. I've been Craig. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Happy running.